Not sure how long I was muted for, but I'm just gonna continue. But yeah, we got old fucking 50-year-old farts sitting there, you know, talking about how Fuentes, like not even someone in politics, like not like like he's not a politician, like someone without a job in the corporation, like you want to shoot in the face because he's a Nazi. Like, don't you sound like the Nazi now, or like Stalin at least? Like like he hasn't done any Nazi things of my knowing. He hasn't fucking lynched a Jew or he has views or whatever, but it's like that's the country we live in. We're allowed to express some things, even if it is like I want dictatorship and whatever. But it's like we don't kill those people. You know what I'm saying? Not without like real fucking reason for that, bro. Just cause he sounds like a Nazi, we gotta shoot him in the face. It's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with people, bro? It's insane, bro. I ain't gonna lie. To me, mm-mm, damn. Loki could have kept my pawn there instead. Cause he takes, I could have just went here. All right, all right. Let me roll up this gas. I'm gonna keep talking, but yeah, bro. It's it's crazy, bro. To me, like I'm not like I believe in self-defense and like I could say I'm a little radical. Like I still kind of justify Luigi Mangione just a little bit, but like at the end of the day, like nothing came out of that. Like nothing helped. Our healthcare is not cheaper. Like it worked. It didn't work. Like it worked backwards, and now someone's dead, and some kids are without a dad, and like I appreciate the activism, like in all honesty, but like killing Charlie Kirk, in my opinion, wasn't that, cause like he is not, and like he's not no one making decisions. Like he has influence, yes, but he's not making decisions. Like Brian Thomas was making decisions. Like you had the fucking opportunity to make things fair, or at least try. And there's no excuse. Like you're the fucking man that's in the face. It's like what Sam Altman or what was it? Yeah, Sam Altman says like on Tucker. He's like, yeah, you know, we have a team that does the morality for ChatGPT, but ultimately I'm the blame. Like nothing gets passed unless I say it. So even though they came up with it, the blame would be for me. Like we're not gonna say who in our team feels like Jesus is burning and shit. Like you know what I'm saying? So not even refuting or downplaying that opinion, but you know it's the same thing. So it's like it's like he's not responsible for this. So Charlie Kirk dying to me was just like, bro, it was like scary. Like at least for me, I'm like, dude, that's kind of scary. It's a bit scary. Oh man, yo, had I gone here, let's say he goes here. I go here. Let's say he goes here. Oh no no, no, let's not say he goes there. That's too good of a move. Let's say he goes here. Then I go here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I could have won this one, dude. This nigga was good, bro. Look at the elo difference. 236, 1213. What the fuck? Nigga got a chess trophy in his fucking profile picture. And he's fucking Indian. Does it tell you if they won by checkmate though? Dang, I wonder what my profile looks like. Should I put a picture on my profile? me see. Let me try to add a picture on this bitch. Let me see. It's probably gonna be tiny as hell. Do I got a bigger one? Do I have a bigger picture of that? I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do. Let me see. I don't even know where I found that image at, for real. Probably found it on Twitter. Some badges, TikTok. Um. Uh. Yeah, I don't. Damn, I don't know where the fucking. I don't know where that picture is. It's somewhere though. I definitely have it downloaded, but I'll leave that as my fucking profile picker. Let's listen to some of this Nick Fuentes, what my nigga has to say. You know what I'm saying? Rolling this weed right now. It's taking me quite a while, not gonna lie. Haven't even got a game in yet. Haven't even got a game in yet. Alright. Let's yeah, I liked this episode. I mean, this was the other day or yesterday, I guess, last night.
Collectors doing that. And if you greet only your own people, what are you doing more?
Alright. Gut level. Gut level. Gut level, nigga. Let me roll this L. Let me get a chess game going. Probably gonna play to about 2 p.m. EST. Somewhere around there. I'm gonna try to, dude. I'm a little tired, not gonna lie.
Good evening, everybody. You're watching America First. My name is Nicholas J. Fuentes. We have a great show for you tonight. Very excited to be back here with you tonight on Wednesday. We have a lot to talk about tonight, lots to get into. Big show. Our featured story, we're going to be talking all about the election results from last night. Huge off-year election with some results. We have statewide elections, we have some ballot measures, and of course we have the New York City mayoral race. In particular,
Yo, listen, if you're in fucking America too, and you want to make a difference, dude, the first thing to do is learn what the fuck, you know, you could do with politics, like, as not a politician without a, like, you know, political science degree, or at least in school for that. Nigga, work your election and meet them fucking, meet those candidates, bro. Very worth it. I'm not gonna say the results are like 100 proof, but it's certainly a first step, and you're gonna learn like a thing or two, at least about the election, which is nice to know. At least about the election. You can't be mad at that. Rolling this gas and the cancer stick. Fuck it, right? Let me play this.
Focus on New York City and Virginia. And we'll talk all about the results and how to interpret them. Long story short, it's a GOP bloodbath. It's brutal. And in particular, the analysts are looking at the New Jersey governor's race, the Virginia governor's race. These are blue states, but even still, Republicans got destroyed by double digits and significantly underperformed their vote share from the election last year in 2024. And what does that portend for the Republican Party? It means it might not be
You're cooked, chat.
good in the midterms. It might be extremely competitive at the best, and maybe at the worst, they might get destroyed. And that means we're really screwed. Look at how Democrats are holding down the government, holding up all the business of the federal government with just a handful of votes in the Senate. Imagine if they won the House and they had the votes in the Senate. It's not good. So we'll talk all about that. We're also going to talk about Zohran Mamdani in particular. No surprises, he won. And much has been said about him. He's very progressive. He's a democratic socialist. He's a radical. And he won and actually got so many votes that even with Andrew Cuomo and Curtis Sliwa put together, he got more votes than both of them. So
that's because them niggas are gay. That's because Cuomo is gay. That nigga said he's going to stand up to Trump. That's cap. Cuomo's gay. Mamdani's fucking Muslim. Shout out him. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah barakatuh. To my Muslims, like and subscribe, nigga. Rolling up. You don't get this kind of content here and there, you know, when I'm on. Trying to drop more videos, but and there's a lot to talk about for real. I have a lot of content like just stored, but I just want to come across clear. My last video, I got eaten up in the comments, and I was like expecting that, but just not that much. Kind of hindered me from making my next video and putting it out, but I've also been busy. It's fucking holiday season. I am busy as a bitch right now. Which is why I'm not playing chess till like 8 today, and it's instead like 2. Fuck. Alright. Here we go. We rolled up, chat. Scrap! Alrighty now. Let's listen up here. Chat, turn on your listening ears. As they say. Let's get this shit started, alright?
The Republican needs to drop out of the race and endorse Cuomo, who has a shot at winning. And they need to basically unite to defeat Mamdani. Even if they did that, there's no guarantee that in the best case scenario that Cuomo would have won. And much has been said about the politics of Israel playing out in New York, the world's most Jewish city. We'll talk about that too. We're also going to talk tonight about the Heritage Foundation president, Kevin Roberts, who issued a major apology today. They finally got their apology.
Bitch ass nigga.
And so once again, we're picking up on the drama and fallout from
we don't apologize unless it's on our own terms and we literally feel wrong. Okay? Alright? I just want that to go. I just want that to be said. Don't go apologizing because someone fucking told you to. Ever, chat. Fucking bad advice. You only apologize when you feel it's necessary and if you feel like you should. And if you really truly do and that person doesn't accept it, that's a fucking bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Don't know what he's doing. I could play defense, but I think I'm gonna go for it. I could play some defense. I think I'm gonna go for it.
Tucker Carlson interview. This is now maybe the most important part of it, which is that in the immediate aftermath of Tucker's interview with me last week, the president of the Heritage Foundation, Kevin Roberts, came out with this now infamous video defending Tucker. And it's honestly, look, there's no surprises.
Yeah, I like this actually. Nothing that has
transpired in the past week and a half.
Low-key, I'm starting to like being black pieces. Oh, shit.
So the word choice, I guess I would use, is it's outrageous. The video that was released last week was the most unobjectionable video I think I've ever seen in my life. And we've talked about its contents now repeatedly. We talked about it Thursday, Monday, Tuesday. We'll talk about it tonight.
All right.
Kevin Roberts came out and said, "Are you crazy? We are not canceling Tucker Carlson."
What a real cuck.
Christ first, America always, and free speech. That's what it is to be conservative.
What a real cuck, dude.
What the hell is wrong with that?
This guy's good, okay.
Well, what has followed the video in the past 6 days
What's up?
is this unrelenting
I learned some shit from you,
the
bro.
Jewish lobby inside the Republican Party.
Oh, give me that queen.
Know it.
Give me that queen, nigga.
It's not politically correct. About the words I use.
Give me that queen, bitch ass nigga.
Going on. I'm known as the anti-Semite. Tucker criticizes Israel too much. We teamed up to do an interview. This guy defended us. And now all the Israel First Jews who are insane are up in arms. That's what happened. And they picked up the phone.
My
and they
brother,
called
that
this
was a good
guy,
game we had
and they
earlier,
said,
though.
if you don't make an apology, then we're going to revolt. And we're going to, we're going to take all
I
our
went
money,
back and I
we're
like
gonna
reviewed
have all
it.
your people resign, and we're going to blow up the
I went
think
back and I
tank,
reviewed it, and I was just like, damn. I was like,
you refused to
there was
disavow
no
Tucker.
winning that
That's
shit,
what
bro.
happened.
You fucked my ass, bro.
And now
Bad.
today they finally
Touch
got
my
their
shit.
apology. We'll watch it.
Straight
It's the
touch
most
my
pathetic
shit.
thing I've ever seen.
G.
Kevin Roberts uploaded a video to Twitter
All right, I think I see
just
something
a couple
here.
of hours ago.
Bishop to
And
C5.
do you know what he apologized for specifically? Get a load of this.
He saw it. He seen it.
Last week in the video, he described the people canceling Tucker as a
I'll go there.
venomous coalition.
No. I'm gonna just go.
He said it's a venomous group of people that are canceling Tucker.
I could just go.
So in a private town hall with his staff, and then in his apology video
Could go
tonight,
here, right?
he specifically apologized for that. He said that's an anti-Semitic trope.
Not sure if I
say
needed
that.
that.
A group of people is venomous is an anti-Semitic canard. Really?
Back here. Damn, he's still
The
gonna get that
venomous
bishop.
coalition.
Fuck. Damn, that was
Otherwise
dumb.
known as the Jews? Really? He apologized for the anti-Semitic trope of characterizing those who had canceled Tucker as venomous. He says, I'm sorry, I have to do better.
You are winning this
Yoram Hazony
game.
is flying
Just
to
trade
DC
all pieces. You are winning. Don't blunder.
to help him get better.
Trade all the pieces.
to
I'm
help him
winning.
be
I already
better.
blundered, my nigga.
Humiliation
It's only because
ritual.
my stream is like 10 seconds like delayed, just in case I do some dumb shit and I can like quickly end it. But yeah.
Of ritualistic humiliation that should not even be possible. How can a man speak this way? We'll watch the video. I'll show you what I mean.
Just don't blunder. I'm gonna try not to.
He's on the video. He says, I was wrong. I have to do better. I should do better. I got to clean up my mess. What? What are you talking about? Are you a man? Are you an American? Are you a grown man?
Yeah, homeboy's bullying me at this point.
The
I ain't
Jews
gonna
told
lie.
me I need to be better. I said that people were venomous for canceling Tucker. I'm sorry. I didn't know that was anti-Semitic. I should have known better. I need to be better. I need a Jewish person to help me be a better person. What? And it's like, look, none of this is new. None of this is surprising. Aren't you people so sick and tired of this? This is why I'm popular, by the way. All these dorks and nerds and shills for the past week, they have been writing their articles. Why is Nick Fuentes so popular? This is why. This is why. I've been doing this little song and dance for 10 years. And I am more popular
Damn,
than ever now
homie just
because
has
of
my
shit like
fucking
this.
bishop right there.
Because people would rather, yeah, I'm belligerent. Yeah, I'm obnoxious. Yeah, I'm provocative. I'm offensive.
Homie got it, and I'm not fucking
But people
with that.
prefer this. They prefer honesty. They prefer somebody with balls. They prefer somebody who, whatever they are, whatever they think,
Here we
they
go.
just are what they are.
He missed that
What you
bishop
see
for
is
so
what you
long.
get. It's honest.
That's the
It might not
difference
be
between
pretty,
like
but
high
it's
elo
honest.
and low elo like this,
People
like, because
prefer
they're,
this
I would say
over
they're
the
still better than me, but
hostage
that's the little
apology
shit that they
videos.
miss.
And if you didn't learn that lesson when Trump was elected the first time, where have you been for the past 10 years? You think this is how we're going to win as conservatives? I'm sorry I criticized Israel. I'm literally a loaded gun to his head. I'm sorry. That was an anti-Semitic trope. I need to be better. I'm the problem. I need to do a better job. I was a bad person. Like, fuck you. Kevin Roberts.
I'm a castle.
You
I'm a castle
pussy.
king side.
We hate that. And
After
these
I get my
psychotic lunatics like
fucking
Mark
bishop out the
Levin,
way.
get out of our country.
Which side should I castle?
You're not the boss of us. You are not the boss of me. You don't run this place. Who do you think you are? Everybody is literally waiting with bated breath for somebody, just one person with fucking
I think that was like
balls
the best move
to
there.
stand up to these people. And they don't care how ugly it is or how offensive it is. And maybe
maybe.
that can tend towards something problematic. But
Mm,
people are done. People are saying, can somebody just get up and say, enough is enough. You don't control this country. You're not the boss of us. The world doesn't revolve around Hitler and the Holocaust and Israel.
not sure what he's doing
And case
here,
in
but
point, this is a synthesis. Last night, Republicans are destroyed. They lose by what, 20 points in Virginia? Every precinct, every county went to the left. In New Jersey, Republicans performed 10 points worse
Just
than they
don't
did
blunder.
last year. In New York City,
Just
they elected
don't
this
blunder.
Democratic,
Okay.
socialist, anti-white Muslim immigrant.
Okay.
Why?
Okay, we're gonna just trade. Fuck it.
Why do you think?
I'm gonna take the dude's
Everything's
advice.
too expensive.
I'm winning. Trade it.
So the candidates that are promising to make healthcare affordable, insurance
Oh,
affordable,
no.
housing affordable, public services affordable.
Wow,
those are the
he missed. He
candidates
had a
that
free
carried.
rook. That's
those
crazy.
are the people that won. And on the same night that Republicans are getting curb stomped because the economy sucks, what is Ted Cruz talking about? No, guys, you don't get it. Nick Fuentes really is a Nazi because he said Hitler's cool. Shut up. Nobody cares.
Wow.
Hitler is dead. The Nazis don't exist. When people say you're a Hitler, Stalin apologist, that means as much as if you said I'm a Oliver Cromwell apologist. Who fucking cares? They're dead. It's history. It's 100 years ago. You
gotta
would think
move
the
his
way
king.
these politicians talk that the NSDAP is on the ballot, that it's the 30s. It's not. People are edgelords now. It's called the internet, Grandpa. It's called the internet, old man. People make jokes. They make jokes because you react this way. We don't care. Anyway, so we'll get into all that. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we'll talk about all that. It's situation
Checkmate, right?
could
No,
not be
not
more
checkmate.
ridiculous.
Wait,
and no
how
one is willing to just say it straight up. People are still trapped in the matrix,
Oh, that's
playing
why.
games, explaining themselves. I don't need to explain myself. I saw Cenk Uygur today. He goes, Nick Fuentes says terrible things, and Tucker's getting canceled for talking to him. No, you idiot. Tucker is being canceled because he criticizes Israel too much, obviously. The Jews are destroying this country because the country
should be
doesn't want to
checkmate.
support Israel anymore.
Yep.
It's as simple
Yep.
as that. Excuse me. The Jews abandoned the
Thank you,
Democrats
friend.
last year because
Appreciate
the
that,
Democrats
dude. I
were
reviewed our
reluctant
game.
to give them bombs.
I
to
feel like
kill
maybe I should
children.
review this one too.
And now that the Republican
Because I feel like I probably could have won
is
earlier, and
revolting
I don't like
against
how
the
indecisive I
pro-Israel
was about this
Republican
move. Like, this
president,
was a clear
now the
checkmate.
Jews want to rip apart
I
the
got a little
Republican
nervous
Party.
right here.
And they want to cancel Tucker and cancel me and cancel Candace Owens. And they want to force J.D. Vance to make a stand on anti-Semitism.
All right, let's review this joint real
We're
quick.
sick of it. We're
Let me
sick
see
of
how
it.
it went.
We're sick of that.
This is my money
pandering
play,
about
bro. I love when they go
anti-Semitism and,
like when they
oh,
do
you
that
gotta
pawn
be
up right
careful
there.
with your language.
Knights right
How
out,
about
bro.
careful
So
with
much
my
you can do when
fucking
you develop your
country?
knights early. I feel
Hello?
like
Anyway,
Knight right out.
Again, don't want to get ahead of
He
myself.
throws out
These
his
are the
knight.
topics we're going to talk about tonight. I could just barely contain it.
There we go. I
because it's-
stopped the pawn. He throws that.
Look
Bam.
at the state
See,
of America.
I almost feel
the
like
country is,
I should
we're
have did
on the
this
brink of a
first,
civil war.
but I
The
didn't.
country's
I went
bankrupt.
there,
We're insolvent.
and I
We're
gotta
on the brink
remember
of
that
World
because
War III.
yeah, that
And you
queen
got
was
these
definitely
loudmouth,
free. So
whiny
that's
bitches
crazy.
like Mark Levin screaming in your face
Yeah, that's crazy.
about
That's where I
Judea
thought
and
shit was
Samaria.
going left.
God promised us the
Because once he
land.
took
Why
that, I
won't
said,
you fight for our
"Oh
land?"
shit!"
It's
I'm
like,
like, how'd I
get
miss that?
out.
This first
Get
game
out of our country,
of this
man.
stream, at least. So having that start
What
off like
else
that,
is
I'm
there
like,
to
damn,
say
only a
about it?
bishop, but
Anyway,
I'm like, damn, I don't like that the
get
queen's
into
up
it.
there.
Before we do, I want to remind you
We
to
go
smash
here,
the
though. I
follow
feel like
button
this
on
was a
Rumble,
good
smash
play.
the like button, leave a comment.
He goes
Let me
there.
know what you think about the show.
Take my
Remember to
queen.
get the merch.
He goes back and I cuck his
Fuentes
fucking
Store,
queen.
get
Like
your
what
Wayne
I did with
half
my
t-shirt,
knight,
'cause
how I
that's
didn't know
what we are.
his queen was good. He did with his
I
queen.
said
Like
it
I
to
didn't know
Elon
my
Musk
bishop was out
today.
here.
We don't give a
Cucked
fuck.
his queen, bro. That was
We're
money.
white ass niggas going hard as fuck.
After
People
that, I
say,
knew it was over.
"You're
If I
a
could take your queen
monster,
early,
you're
I
a
know it's
monster."
over. Like, I know I'm gonna checkmate
You're a
you.
monster. He's awful. He's
And
terrible.
sometimes people sacrifice their queen for like really good
I'm a
position.
white
That
ass
happens
nigga
here and
going
there,
hard as
but
fuck. I don't give
nah,
a fuck
nah.
anymore.
If I
Why
take your
would
queen, it's
I?
not a trade, bro.
They say you're
Checkmate
the
is
reason
mine.
Republicans lost. Who gives a fuck about Republicans? They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They care about Israel. They care about AI,
Just
Silicon
remember,
Valley,
don't move your
oil and gas,
any
the
piece
billionaires,
twice in
Wall
opening.
Street.
It's not until
Let
it's
them
not
win your
attacked.
elections for you. Let Bill
Yeah,
Ackman
don't
win your
move my
elections.
big.
I'm
Okay.
out.
Did I
I'm
do that with any of
punished,
my
Nick
pieces so
Fuentes.
far? Let me see.
I have been canceled, blacklisted, lied about, banned. I'm punished, Nick
I see
Fuentes.
what you're
I'm a
saying.
white
Yep.
ass nigga.
Cause I
Going
went
hard as fuck. Get
night.
the shirt.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Get the shirt. What up? That's what's up. Fuentes.store. Get the
So let me
hats
go
as
back.
well.
So
Let them know what time it
Cuck
is.
his queen
No, it's dark
with my
America
black
first.
bishop.
The black flag. War.
He fucking goes night. I go
The
pawn.
camouflage hat.
Goes
You'll
night.
never see us
I
coming.
take his knight.
Guerrilla warfare.
Yeah,
Behind every
this was
blade
over
of grass,
quick.
a groiper. Classic blue.
And for the longest, my nigga
Classic
had this
blue.
bishop here.
This is the uniform.
Like I should have like
America
what I
First
should have did. I feel
Plus,
like is go
subscribe,
back,
get access
but
to
I
the
didn't.
archive and the $100
And
a
he
month
had that
club
free
group
bishop
chat.
whenever he
I'm
wanted.
in there. I did a
And that was
20-minute
his mistake.
mini show in the group chat today for everybody.
Like he's making
about
moves just to make moves at
drama
this
and a
point.
lot
Like
of
he had a
different
whole
stuff.
free bishop.
That's America First Plus.
Finally takes it.
We're going to dive
take
into the
his.
show. And like I said, our first order of business, I want to talk about this apology video from Kevin Roberts. First, we'll watch
When
it.
did I see the checkmate?
I get my headphones on and
Yeah,
I'll play it for
that's
you.
when
We'll
I
watch the whole
castle.
thing.
Good castle, in my opinion.
And I'll set it
Smart.
up for you first.
Go king side.
Just
I'll
for
think
people
king
that
side
are
first
tuning
too.
in, maybe
So
people
smart.
that don't know the whole story.
Then you try to attack my queen.
I do my interview
Took
with
that
Tucker
pawn.
Carlson. I'm
Oh,
sure you're
God.
familiar with this by now. Jewish lobby is
took that
furious. They
pawn.
say, how could you let this
I don't know why he went there.
Hitler-Stalin apologist?
I check.
I like that now
move.
it's...
I try to
For
trade.
years, I was
Then he has a
a
free
Hitler
rook,
admirer.
bro. This guy has
Now
a
I'm
free
Hitler
rook
and
that's so
Stalin
crazy. I hate when I
apologist.
do things like that.
There was a journalist from National Review.
Homie
she
has
runs
a
up to
brand
Mike Johnson in
spanking
the
shiny
Capitol
new
Rotunda.
black free rook.
She goes,
That
Speaker
fucked
Johnson,
his queen.
any comment on Tucker Carlson interviewing Hitler and
Homeboy just
Stalin
said,
apologist
"Fuck
Nick
that."
Fuentes?
Homeboy said,
Hitler
I don't want your
and
rook.
Stalin apologist.
He said,
Why
I don't
you
want it.
throw
I'd
in,
rather
like,
move back
Julius
and attack the
Caesar
bishop.
and,
So I'm like,
like,
all right.
Alexander the
Like, oh,
Great.
okay.
What do you think
Rook
about
there,
Napoleon and
back up
Oliver
there,
Cromwell
he goes
apologist
there.
Nick Fuentes,
Easy.
the neo
Move over.
roundhead,
Easy.
the neo Huguenot? This stuff is ancient
Dang.
history. Anyway,
Good game. Good
but
game.
so
Good game.
the Jewish lobby is
Good
furious
game.
about the interview. And the Heritage Foundation president, Kevin Roberts, does this infamous video last
Thank
week
you, brother.
defending Tucker.
Thank you for telling me you're
And
impressed,
he
because
says
I
that,
appreciate that.
of course, we're not going to cancel Tucker. Tucker is popular, and we like Tucker, and we know Tucker. And he says there's a venomous coalition trying to destroy him. He says we're America first, we're Christ first, we support free speech, we're against cancel culture. None of this should be controversial. But what has followed since the video is this angry mob made up of basically the Jewish lobby. It's Mark Levin, it's Ben Shapiro, it's Randy Fine, it's the Republican Jewish Coalition, it's the National Task Force for Combating Anti-Semitism. They have a big problem with the statement, and so they lean on the Heritage Foundation. They're leaking all their internal communications. Board members
here
and
with this
staffers
queen
are
here, my
resigning.
thought
Their
is, okay, I'm
alumni
gonna block
are
this
criticizing
knight.
the organization on
Go
Twitter.
there.
Everybody's in open revolt. They're
Still go
threatening
there.
to pull the money. Like I said, the
Still
leaks
go
are
there.
going out everywhere. Very embarrassing. Their OPSEC is totally compromised. And so after this 5-day high-pressure campaign from the Israel First crowd, finally the president of Heritage apologized for the video. And I'm going to play for you the apology right now. I'll pull it up, we'll watch it in its entirety, and you tell me what you think. We'll analyze it. So this is Kevin Roberts, head of the Heritage Foundation.
We'll go like...
He writes, leadership requires owning the moments where we fall
like
short,
this,
then using them to reset,
I'll take that
refocus,
bishop.
recommit. Who is this for? Who is reading this Like, which
You can decide which
normal
piece you want
people,
from me.
which
What does that mean?
actual Americans, not weird Jews that run the conservative movement, which actual real human beings are reading this and saying, all right, refocus, recommit. Shut up. Here is what we are focused on
I don't want to
moving
move
forward.
my
Join
king,
us. Let's
so
go win. Now that we've all apologized for
I hope he
anti-Semitism,
just dips.
let's go win. Yeah, okay. Who's signing up for that? All right, here's the apology.
Do I
want to
trade?
speak plainly, both as president of the Heritage Foundation and also as an American who understands the urgency of this moment.
Do I trade? I might
Leadership
have to.
requires
Okay.
owning the moments where we fall short, then using them to reset,
Yeah, I might literally have to
refocus,
trade. That's crazy.
and recommit. I talked about this
Oof.
today, as you may have seen, during our Heritage All-Staff Town Hall. I'm so grateful for my amazing colleagues. My use of the phrase venomous coalition was a terrible choice of words. It caused justified concern, especially among friends and allies who know how seriously Heritage has fought and continues to fight against the rise of anti-Semitism. Everyone has the responsibility
I tried to
speak up
avoid that.
against the scourge of anti-Semitism, no matter the messenger. Heritage and I will do so, even when my friend Tucker Carlson needs challenging. My
He
Heritage
needs
colleagues
challenging.
know, as do you, the work ahead is too important. Our conservative movement must be willing
Here
to
we go. I
wrestle
like
with
this
hard
right here. Watch
conversations,
this.
not avoid them.
What a fucking
Last
puss,
night's
bro.
election results demonstrated this.
That doesn't
The
ruin
need
it,
at this
but
moment is clear.
it's fucking
We
weird.
must articulate a bold, positive vision that convinces Americans
Yeah,
that
nigga.
conservative policies will revitalize the
Yeah,
American
nigga.
dream. The left isn't slowing down.
About to smoke
we
on that
wanna win,
rook. You already know.
Truly win.
I'm about to
We
smoke
must
on that
grow
rook, nigga.
stronger in every way. Here is what we are focused
I'm
on.
about to smoke on
moving
that rook,
forward.
nigga.
Standing for strong families. Because no
Wallahi.
society survives without them. Advocating for the dignity of work
Pawn
and
is
free
hanging.
enterprise,
Take the queen.
because it's how people build meaning and sustain freedom.
When could I have taken the queen?
Defending
Yeah.
national sovereignty, because a country that doesn't protect itself is a
Look,
country.
I got this nigga thinking. He don't even know what to
And
think right
restoring
now.
citizenship as a sacred
Yeah,
trust,
I feel like a
rooted
country
in
right now.
virtue, liberty, and faith. It's not just policy; it's
Mm.
purpose. So to each of you,
Wait, was
working-
that written by AI? I didn't even notice that the first time I watched it. Was this written by ChatGPT? Be honest. It's not policy.
He's retarded. He
M
coulda
dash,
took my-
it's
see?
purpose.
He's
Not
retarded. I knew that was
apologizing,
right.
M
He
dash,
coulda-
moving forward. I didn't even notice that the first
each of
time.
you working the long hours,
Now I'm
holding the
offer it up
line,
again.
doing the unglamorous tasks that keep this mission moving. I see you.
Take that.
I'm
Oof.
grateful. And I want you to know we're in this together. Movements like ours are not weakened by adversity. We are sharpened by it.
All right. I think
take
what
what
I
we've
do
learned.
here is
Let's recommit. And by all means, let's go win.
try daring to take my
Yeah,
queen.
right. Yeah, right. Now, let me ask you something. Does anybody, literally anybody,
I feel like I
think
didn't need
that
to
the
do that,
Republican
but-
Party or the country, for
I
that
feel like
matter,
sometimes you just can't go
needs
wrong with
more
the
of
check.
this? Really? This is your message to let's go win? First, an apology about anti-Semitism. I'm sorry for saying venomous coalition. That was anti-Semitic. Everyone must stand up to anti-Semitism. Anyway,
I feel like I'm fucking his
families
butt.
and jobs, I guess. Let's go win.
I missed the queen, yo. Did I seriously?
So this is a video, which, by the way, so was Ben Shapiro
Oh!
standing on the other side of the camera
Damn,
with a
this would've
loaded
been
gun pointed at his
checkmate.
head? The only thing that was missing was like a red laser dot sight
Pretty
on
much.
his forehead.
Oh, he resigned though. All
Poor
right.
choice of words.
All right,
I
all right.
didn't mean it when I
Damn,
said
you
venomous
right, though.
coalition to come across as an
Damn.
anti-Semitic
All right, I
canard.
gotta review this one.
Let me remind you, by the way, where
That's
we are,
crazy.
in case anybody needs
I
to be reminded.
did.
2 months
Yo,
ago, Charlie Kirk
oh
got
my
shot in the
gosh.
face. Most likely by a leftist. And whether you think there was a conspiracy or whether you believe the official
That's
narrative,
crazy,
regardless,
bro.
hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of left-wing Democrats celebrated that. Whoever you think killed him, It almost
What should
doesn't
I
even
have done
matter
here in the opening different?
for the sake of this argument. Because whether it was Israel or the Mormon Mafia or the government, whoever it was, or Tyler Robinson,
I think this opening was pretty
hundreds of
solid.
thousands of leftists
I'm
celebrated
cool with losing a night for taking one of the
because
bishops.
some polemical activist,
I can't believe I missed
a
a
live
queen
streamer,
there, bro.
got shot in the neck and executed.
That's fucking
A
wild.
31-year-old
That's
father,
wild.
recently married, head of college campus
crazy.
organization. They celebrated that he got shot in the neck for no reason, for basically expressing moderate conservative politics. That's where we are. Okay? That's where Americans are. We have 40 million illegals in the country.
Yo, oh
Half
my
of
gosh.
the country is now non-white.
Yo, that burns
and a
me
good
out a little
percentage
bit.
of those people
That's
hate
crazy.
us. They hate our ancestors. They hate white people. They
Damn.
want to take our stuff.
If I
They
would've
think
went
that we
there.
are richer than them because of slavery and racism. And so they want to raise our taxes to fund free healthcare, free education, free food, free everything. And as time goes on, they're going to increase their share of the electorate and then therefore increase their share of government power in order to achieve this.
Oh shit, that
To
was
hurt white people, take from white people,
Maybe that's why he left.
and give to themselves. Open up the borders for more immigrants. Open up the borders for more illegals. These are the kinds of people,
3 misses, bro.
in addition to white leftists,
Crazy.
that are celebrating
gotta lock
political
in.
violence against somebody like Charlie Kirk, who believes that the same things that we believe, and actually maybe believes 30% less of what the rest of us believe.
Turn on
Certainly what we believe in the wake of
arrow.
his
It
assassination.
will help you
That's where
understand
we
and
are.
analyze.
And we got there because
I
the
don't know.
mainstream media
What I gotta do? Go to my settings?
and on social media, they have been gaslighting half the population into thinking that white people are evil. Trump is Hitler. Trump is a Nazi. The right wing are fascists. The
What is
right
this
wing
guy
are
doing?
Nazis. This is where we are in America. Now, let me ask you something. What has been done about any of it?
What is this guy doing? Are you
Has
watching
Antifa been rounded up? No.
this? We have games like this.
Has
It's
there
like
been a
suggestion
thorough
arrow?
investigation
Man.
into Charlie Kirk's death? No.
Thanks.
Have any of the people celebrating, collaborating in the hit job, have they been held accountable? No. Are there mass deportations? No.
That's
In the
ass.
aftermath
Can't
of my
cancel
interview
anymore.
with Tucker Carlson, I have been called a Nazi. I have been called a monster. 2 months ago, the same people that were saying the left killed
He
Charlie by
resigned.
calling him a Nazi,
Yeah, that
they
guy
need
was
to turn
fucking
down
cooked, yo.
the temperature.
That
They
nigga was
need to
cooked.
soften the
Like, what
rhetoric.
the
The
fuck?
same people that were saying that 2
Like the
months
minute
ago,
they give this, and this
today
is why I
are
like this
saying that
opening here,
I'm a
because the minute they
Nazi,
decide,
I'm a
like, yeah,
monster,
fuck that
I'm the
pawn, it's
worst
like, okay, give me
person
that.
ever. Why?
Then it's like,
Because I
oh,
said
you're
we're
still
to Israel
retarded,
first.
nigga. Give me that.
Because I'm an
Still
edgelord. Because I'm
retarded.
a right-wing edgelord. I've said
Give
things
me
about
that.
Hitler.
And then he went there, like he's retarded.
Last night, Republicans got destroyed in
Dude
the
could literally
election.
went there, like, you know.
They lost significant ground in states like Virginia and New Jersey.
Oh
In New
man,
York
that's
City,
comedy.
a race communist,
That's
a
funny. I'll
Muslim
take the elo.
immigrant democratic
Ooh, I'm black
socialist who
again.
said he's going to tax white neighborhoods to give free services to the rest of the city, he just became mayor of New York City. And the same night that that's happening, we have the head of the most prestigious conservative think tank putting out a message like this. That's the message? It's an apology for anti-Semitic tropes? I'm sorry for
faggot.
my word choice. Venomous coalition is an anti-Semitic trope. We need to challenge Tucker more. Does anybody believe that is the message that America wants or needs right now? Is that good for Republican politics? Is that good for Republican voters? Is that
What
good
a
for any
bitch,
voters?
dude. Oh, I
Is that
should have used
objectively
my
good
queen,
for anybody?
too.
Is
That
that
was
even
retarded.
true? We all know what is going on here. It's obvious. Let's just say it directly and explicitly and openly. The Republican Party, as we all know, has been hijacked for a long time by a tiny but extremely rich and extremely vocal and aggressive and influential
I see a
group
checkmate. Hold up.
of pro-Israel Jews.
I see a checkmate. Low-key.
Everybody knows that. They use their money. They use their influence. They bully. They intimidate. They are reckless. They are irresponsible.
And I don't think he
Look at Mark
sees
Levin.
what I'm
Look at Ben
seeing at all.
Shapiro. These are not temperate, moderate, sensible people. These are lunatics. They get up on stage and they scream at the top of their lungs, scream and yell about
All right, I got a
terrorists,
castle.
Hamas, Islamo-Nazis, Islamo-communists, Hitler and neo-Nazis. They are insane. People like Shabbos Kestenbaum and Bill Ackman, they were Democrats 2 years ago. Now they're in the Republican Party. You know what Shabbos Kestenbaum said in an interview this weekend? He said, we need to put Jews first. That's a quote. He said, Jews need to be Jewish first. He said that in an interview with Israeli media in Israel. He spoke at the Republican National Convention last year. He's suing Harvard for anti-Semitism. He's met the president multiple times. Mark Levin got on stage at the Republican Jewish Coalition this weekend and said that powerful Jews need to use their resources and their position to punish anyone that criticizes Israel. He said, we're tired of hearing about the West Bank. We're tired of hearing about genocide. We're tired of hearing about AIPAC. He said, we're taking names and we'll make our decisions about 2028. Just who do these people think they are? And we all know what happened to Kevin Roberts. The difference between Kevin Roberts and Tucker Carlson is this. Tucker Carlson doesn't have a boss. He doesn't have stakeholders. He doesn't have board members. He doesn't have donors. He doesn't have employees. He's got a small production staff, and he's entirely independent and self-funded. He's in a cabin up in Maine, which he runs using ad revenue. Tucker Carlson can do and say whatever he wants within reason. Kevin Roberts, on the other hand, running a think tank, is beholden to his donors, to the board members. He's beholden to his own employees. He's beholden to partner organizations like the Coalition or Task Force for Fighting Anti-Semitism. And we all know that when he defended Tucker Carlson, there was a revolt among the stakeholders,
I wish he
among
wouldn't
the
move that
interested
pawn up.
parties, all the aforementioned groups
Yeah,
of
send me a
people that he
challenge.
has to answer to. And they said, if you don't
Send me a challenge.
apologize,
I
if
will
you
not
don't
duck
delete
that
the
ever.
video, if you don't condemn
That's
Tucker,
music to my
if
ears,
you don't
nigga.
hire a Generation Z ambassador to be pro-Israel, if you don't bring all the junior staff members to the Shabbat dinner, then you're finished. They're holding him hostage. They're holding the Heritage Foundation hostage. They're holding the Republican Party hostage because of their outsized institutional influence. As a result, we have a Republican Party that cares far more about Israel. And in particular, it's not just that they care about Israel. They care far more about appeasing and placating and representing a small, aggressive, vocal group of Jews like Mark Levin, like the Republican Jewish Coalition. I know people are afraid of the word, but that's what it is. They are far more concerned
Oh my
with
gosh.
satisfying this special
Yes!
interest group
Oh my
than they are with
God.
Americans.
He
And
thought
you
I
see
missed
that
it.
reflected
Yes,
everywhere.
sir.
Everywhere. Matt Walsh,
I was planning to go
who
here.
works for Ben Shapiro at
I was
Daily
planning
Wire,
to put Queen at
says,
fucking
I don't care about
A,
Israel.
was that
I care
A5?
about America. Can we just stop
Who's the
all the
knight up?
drama and
I moved the
focus
pawn
on
up.
domestic concerns?
Yeah, he missed it. He missed it. He had a free bishop.
In
They
theory,
missed
I
the
agree
bishop
with
every
that. But let's
time.
talk about some
Could
of
have
the
been
domestic
bang. He missed the
priorities of
free
this
bishop, bro.
administration. Donald Trump was elected in
He missed the
part
free
because
bishop.
of the Make America Healthy
He went
Again
there. He got
initiative.
greedy.
What has Robert Kennedy Jr. done at the Department of Health and Human Services? Have they banned seed oils? Have they banned
Lovely,
dyes?
dude.
Have they named the cause of autism? Have they
Whew.
done anything like that?
You like that?
No.
Mm-hmm.
But did you know they declared anti-Semitism a public health emergency within the first 60
Let's
days
get
of the
it.
Trump administration? That's your Department of Health and Human Services
Well,
under
I'm always black when
Secretary
I go against you.
RFK
Black.
Jr. How about the border?
I'm black.
Donald Trump was elected to
'Cause I'm black, yo.
deport 10 million illegals that came in under Joe Biden. It was a promise of mass deportations.
I gotta think.
That's overseen by the Department of Homeland Security, headed up by
We
Secretary
going out
Kristi
fighting
Noem.
today.
Do you know that Kristi Noem is absolutely preoccupied with policing anti-Semitism? I know people that work in the department, and they say
Thank
that
you,
a
friend. He said, "Good
fixation
job."
in
I
Homeland
appreciate
Security
that.
is revoking the visas of anybody that criticizes Israel. And that is what the DHS has been doing. They have been working with the State Department to review the social media posts of anybody that wants a visa into the United States. If you want to travel here as a tourist, if you are here on a work visa, if you are here on a student visa, Homeland Security is looking at your visa and they will revoke access or entry into the United States if they find criticism of Israel on your social media accounts. So we've deported 400,000 people in 2025. That's going to be the year-end number. It's nowhere close to 1 million per year. It's nowhere close to where it needs to be, which is 2.5 million per year. But they are combing through millions of visa holders' Twitter and Facebook accounts to see if they criticized Israel. How about the Department of Education, headed up by Secretary Linda McMahon? Are they going after the anti-white curriculum in the schools? Are they going after BLM? No. The Department of Education has seized the grants and the loans of 6 out of 8 Ivy League universities. Harvard and Columbia, and even non-Ivy League universities like MIT. At Northwestern, under pressure from the federal government, you actually have to attend a re-education program teaching you to be pro-Israel to attend Northwestern University in Chicago. That's what the Department of Ed is up to. What about the Department of War? The promise in 2024 was no new wars. We got into 2 new wars this year. We bombed Yemen for a month, and then we bombed Iran for the first time. We dropped bunker buster bombs on Iran's nuclear program, and Trump says we're not done. We're going to go back in. And who was that at the behest of? That was after Trump had lunch with Mark Levin back in June earlier this year. Why do you think Republicans lost? Why do you think Donald Trump has lost 50% of his support among 18 to 29-year-olds since the beginning of the year? It's because the golden age has not materialized for Americans. The golden age has not materialized for young people. Everywhere you look, every way you want to cut it, whether it's the Department of War or the Department of Education, Department of Homeland Security, Health and Human Services, State Department, which is revoking visas and trying to get Israel more land. How about the Department of Justice protecting Jeffrey Epstein, the Mossad spy? Everywhere you look, everywhere you cut it, the MAGA movement is forfeiting. They're giving it up. They're voluntarily losing. They're losing the forgotten men and women of America. They're losing the white people, the Christians, the young people. They're losing the Hispanics that came over in 24 in record numbers. They're losing everybody. They're losing everybody that isn't a psycho, lunatic, pro-Israel Jew like Mark Levin. Is it worth it? And why is that? We are being held hostage as a nation. We are the United States of America, biggest, wealthiest, most powerful country in the history of the world.
Oh, no.
Our sons, our brothers, our forefathers die in wars
How did
for
this
this
happen?
empire. We pay our taxes. We work our fingers to the bone for this empire, but it's not for us. Do we get the spoils? Do we get the fruits? No.
Oh, I thought I was
The
so
fruits
smart.
and the spoils of all of it goes to a tiny and loud minority
Oh,
of bullies.
yo. No, no, no,
Because
no,
people like
no.
Kevin Roberts
No, no,
and
no,
people
no,
like Donald
no.
Trump and people like
Fuck.
J.D. Vance
I thought
and
I
all
was
of them,
doing
they're
so
all
good.
beholden to this group because they
Okay,
know
all
that
right.
if they
Don't
talk to Nick
panic.
Fuentes,
It's
if they
all right.
criticize Israel, you'll see the treatment that I got this past week. Look at how they
Oh
talk
my
about me on
goodness,
Twitter.
bro.
And we all see what's going
How?
on here. Look at the coordinated
Bro,
attack on
how?
social media from everywhere, from all sides. Look at all the bad clips he's ever said. He's a Hitler worshiper. He's a
Oh.
Nazi. He's a monster. He's terrible. No one should be his friend. No one should talk to him.
Damn it.
We're not stupid. We see what's going on. It's obvious.
Oh.
These are the same smear tactics, the same bullying, intimidation, harassment, the same psycho berserker tactics they've used for years. And everybody is sick of it. And newsflash, it's not working. I'm more popular than ever. Nobody knows who Mark Levin is that's under the age of 50. Mark Levin, who?
Oh, man, yo. Should
Nobody
I have
watches
fucking...
Ben Shapiro anymore. People are watching
Should I have
Candace
done
Owens.
this? Wait, what did he do?
My clips are going viral. I have millions of followers. I have millions of views because people agree with me. You can call me a Nazi. You better be careful. Because if I'm a Nazi, then there's millions of young people that are following a fucking Nazi. So you better be careful about those words. You're saying I'm a Nazi, I'm a monster. There's a million monsters then. There's a million Nazis out there.
Damn.
Because they love my show and they agree with me way more than they agree with you, and they're pissed off. And they'll follow me into battle. So you better be real careful. You're barking up the wrong tree with that. Either you're wrong and I'm not a Nazi and millions of people
away his
are.
queen.
Or maybe that just doesn't even mean anything
What,
at
did I
all.
first
Forget
move
even
then?
that. Millions of people don't give a shit anymore. You can call us a Nazi. We don't care about Nazis. We don't care about the Holocaust. We don't care about Hitler. We don't care about any of that. Millions of people are rising up and we're saying, this is our red line.
Pete.
We are drawing a line in the sand right now. It's America first or
All right,
Israel
can I
first.
beat him without a queen?
If the GOP keeps going down the path of Israel first,
Dog, that's
if it doesn't
crazy.
turn
I literally
around
thought I was
and
doing so
reverse
good.
course, we're done. Fuck you. We're never voting again. Look at what happened. All these people voted for Trump, and look how he betrayed them. Donald Trump won the election 1 year ago, promising a golden age. He's more unpopular than ever. Why do you think that is? And I'm happy to see him lose. Democrats want to destroy us. Republicans do nothing for us. We're out. This is the line in the sand. You're either America first and you're with the Americans, or you're Israel first and you're with these lunatics. Kevin Roberts, you're my enemy. Okay? Kevin Roberts says, let's go win. He said, I'm going to talk to the young people. Let me tell you something, Kevin Roberts. Nobody will ever follow you because you don't inspire. Your weakness, your lassitude, your cowardice doesn't inspire anybody, least of all young men. Least of all young men that have had everything taken from them. This bald loser gets up and says, I need to be better. I should have chose my words more carefully. Choose your words more carefully. Motherfucker, we're at war right now. Do you understand the stakes here? We have 50 million foreign born in this country, 50 million illegals, 50 million more foreign born that are legal. We're at war. Look at what's happening. Look what happened to Irina Zarutska. She got stabbed in the neck with a knife. Look what happened to Austin Metcalf. Got stabbed in the neck with a knife. Look what's happening in all of our major cities in public transit. Look what's happening with the carjackings. Look what happened to Charlie Kirk in that Catholic church in Minnesota. And you're getting up there and apologizing about your word choice, anti-Semitic canards? You are weak. You are a coward. You caved. You caved to this small psycho minority that, in their own words, puts a foreign country ahead of ours. They're not even Christian. You think you're going to talk to the youth of America? Good luck with that. It's never going to happen because you inspire nobody. You stand for nothing. You live on your knees and you crawl on your belly and you eat their shit. And that's why you're losing them. That's why I'm winning. Because I'm not setting plays. I'm not living on my knees to fight another day. I'm fighting. I'm speaking
Damn, I
up.
could have took this night right there. That's crazy.
Whatever the consequences are, somebody has to. Somebody needs to tell Mark Levin he can take his fat ass and go to Israel. Somebody needs to stand up and say Randy Fine is disgusting, morally reprehensible. Damn him. Randy Fine says it's funny that children are starving in Gaza. He's smug about it. He thinks he's in any position to judge anybody, make moral judgments. You are repugnant. Randy Fine, you are repugnant. You are disgusting. You will burn in hell. And everyone agrees with me on this. Don't make them choose between me and you. And the same goes for Mark Levin. And we don't want you in our country anymore. He says, I'm the only member of Congress that will wear a little hat. Well, fortunately for you, there's a whole country that does that. You should go there. We don't want you here. We're sick of you. We don't want to hear your big, fat mouth one more second. We don't want to be bullied by you. We don't want to be told about Israel. Mark Levin says, I don't want to hear any more about the genocide. We don't want to hear any more about Israel. We don't want to hear any more about your ancestors in the Holocaust. We don't want to hear about it. We don't care. We're in the middle of a Holocaust. Do you know what's happening in Europe and the United States? The white population is being genocided. Where there used to be pillars and cathedrals, where there used to be order, where there used to be science and reason, now there is chaos and death and crime and superstition. And that is because all of these countries were white, were Christian, and now they're not. You want to talk about a Holocaust? We're in the middle of a Holocaust. We're in the middle of our Holocaust. What's going to happen in 100 years when our great-grandchildren wake up and they're 10% of the population in a minority and it's like South Africa? What's going to happen in Canada, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, when in the year 2100, white children will wake up in their beds and they will be subjected to land reappropriation like they're doing in South Africa right now, like they did in Zimbabwe a generation ago? We're in the middle of our Holocaust. You want to talk about yours? We don't care. And by the way, about Hitler, let's talk a little bit about Hitler. Hitler has been used as a buzzword for 80 years to prevent anybody from talking about any of this. Whenever anybody says the Jewish people have too much influence in the Western world, they say Hitler. Whenever somebody says it's maybe a bad idea for America to become majority non-white, people say Hitler. Whenever anybody says we need a strong executive that can actually do things, that can actually send people back over the border, they say Hitler. So we're defanging that. That has no power over us. Hitler, Nazi, these are particular words from a particular time that hold no weight over us. That holds no weight over me. I'll call them cool. I'll say the uniforms look cool. I'll say whatever I want about it. That's not my moral language. I don't care about any of that. We want the fathers back in the home. We want God back in society. We want the nation to be strong. And yes, by the way, we want the country to be majority white. And you can say Hitler until you're blue in the face. I still want those things. I don't care. Nobody cares. So Kevin Roberts says, let's go win. Family, free enterprise, let's go win. It's not going to cut it. What are they arguing for on the Democratic side? We're going to make the buses free. We're going to make the groceries cheaper. We're going to make housing affordable. What are they saying on the right? Free enterprise, family, and anti-Semitism. And another thing, does anybody really believe that what we need is more political correctness? This is exactly the kind of consultant, marketing, politically correct language that was overthrown in 2016. I weep for what happens after Donald Trump leaves the stage. And obviously, I didn't vote for Trump. I don't agree with a lot of what Trump has become. But one of the net positives of his victory in 2016 is that we don't have to talk like that anymore. Why are we still playing these games? This president of Heritage gets up and says, I should have chosen my words more carefully. I didn't know that was an anti-Semitic trope. He said, Yoram Hazony is flying to D.C. to help me be a better person. Who is buying into this nonsense? Nobody. This is meant to placate the loudest, most disgusting, most vitriolic, most disloyal section of the right-wing coalition, which is this Jewish lobby. Everybody knows that's who it's for. And it has become a deal breaker. It has become a liability. The America First Party is the party that needs to win. We're not voting for Republicans anymore. I'm just done. I'm not a conservative. I'm not a Republican. I'm America First. I almost think about starting my own party if it wasn't so logistically difficult and so expensive. It's designed that way. Unless and until the Republican Party becomes the party of America First, literally forget anything else. Throw out the handbook on everything else. Throw out the handbook on free enterprise and all that other nonsense. You need two words to win: America First for all. All Americans coming first before the special interests, before the foreign countries.
Thank you, brother. I've been reviewing every game since fucking... What the hell happened there?
But as soon as people start playing games, I stop. I stop playing games. And at any moment, I can hit that yay button.
Yes! Oh! Yes! Oh! I've done it! No queen, but I've done it! Yes! It took you to not have a queen. That's hilarious. GG, brother. GG.
But I guess that'll bring an end to that. I can't really get myself back into the rhythm there.
That's crazy.
So I guess we'll wrap up that topic, but needless to say, if we could put a bow on it, to put it very succinctly, the country is done. Country has had enough. We're not playing pretend anymore where we look at this apology
Dang, I was
and say
able to
that
get
that
the
was any
checkmate.
kind of
Good
legitimate
game,
statement
man.
about the state of anything. That
I
is
was
a
not
fiction
confident.
that is created by this lobby that's holding the whole country hostage. And anyway, so I guess we'll wrap that up. I don't know what happened, if that was a DDoS, if that was a Rumble issue. But we're back. So we're going to move on. We're going to get into the elections last night, which is going to tie in very nicely with this whole subject. Obviously, I've been alluding to it throughout my monologue about the Heritage Foundation. We're going to move on. We're going to get into the results from last night's election in New York City, but also in Virginia and New Jersey. We're going to take a look at that.
Any more you
Here,
could
give me
get
one
to
second.
high
I gotta
level?
get my
Yeah, I
correct
hope
notes
so.
here.
I hope so.
So, of
Thank
course,
you,
the big
brother.
story
My
from
man say
last
you
night
proud
is
of me. You
that
see Elo
Zohran
difference?
Mamdani
He
won
ain't
in
have
New
a
York
queen,
City.
but I fucking did.
And
Leave a
we
like
could
and
talk
subscribe,
a little bit
fellas.
about that result in particular.
Just a young
I don't
nigga
think
trying
that's
to get better at
necessarily a
chess.
referendum on the country, because New York is a very specific electorate, and we can draw some conclusions, but I think everybody recognizes that's a little bit
two good-ass
isolated.
games. That's crazy.
The bigger story, however, is that across the board, in this off-year election, in these statewide races, specifically Pennsylvania, Virginia, New Jersey, Republicans got destroyed last night. And we'll work through, this is an article from the Washington Post, in particular about Virginia. It says, quote, Virginia Democrats awoke Wednesday to a more favorable political landscape than they had dared imagine. Their electoral victories for governor and other statewide offices combining with a massive new majority in the House of Delegates to enable any agenda they care to pursue. Democrat Abigail Spanberger beat Republican Winsome Earl Sears by more than 14 percentage points to become Virginia's first female governor, according to unofficial results on Wednesday. That is the most lopsided gubernatorial margin in 16 years. Democrats expanded their majority in the House of Delegates by 13 seats, winning 64 of the chamber's 100 districts. That's the biggest advantage for Democrats in the House in more than 3 decades. It adds up to consolidated power, with Democrat State Senator Ghazala Hashmi winning for lieutenant governor and former Democratic Norfolk delegate Jay Jones winning the attorney general seat. Virginia's results were among a slew of blue victories around the country, and Democrats nationwide were assessing how to define the party's future heading into the midterms, whether to embrace the centrist approach of Spanberger and New Jersey Governor-elect Mikey Sherrill, or the Democratic socialist agenda that propelled Zohran Mamdani to be New York City's next mayor. Republican Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, who was term limited, on Wednesday rejected the idea that the blowout results in his state were a referendum on his 4 years in office. Steve Bannon predicted that Virginia Democrats would use their advantage to consolidate power, redraw the state's 11 congressional districts into boundaries, and create 10 safe Democratic
nasty
seats, 4 more than the party currently holds. And so this was the trend nationwide. This was the story in New Jersey, Pennsylvania,
oh my
and Virginia.
God, nasty
Now,
checkmate. Y'all ain't even
basically
see
blue
that.
states.
Y'all ain't
Pennsylvania,
even
with some
see
exceptions in
that.
recent cycles, is a blue state. Virginia
What,
is a blue state.
boy?
New Jersey is a blue state. And so it's not surprising necessarily that in an off year, with Trump off the ballot, especially with Trump as the incumbent or as the sitting president, that Republicans wouldn't perform very well.
Checkmate.
But the big story last night is not just that Republicans lost.
Because if you're gonna block, okay.
Depending on who you ask, this
so
is the
if
worst
you're gonna
performance
block
for Republicans since 2018.
this night tactic
maybe
here,
even before that, this was a disaster for Republicans.
if you get to
and
this
what was
block
interesting
with
is
your
in the middle
queen,
of this
D4
disaster, which by the way, and let me just say
now
this up front,
now the king can't move that way.
I don't really care that much. It doesn't really
and
matter
if
to
you get
me.
bang,
I'm not a Republican, and I don't think that winning Republican governors' races in Virginia or New Jersey,
honest, I
don't
think
think it's
that
all
was a
that
checkmate,
important, actually, for our wider political project. I'll just say that at the outset.
That is crazy.
What's interesting
I
to
didn't
me
even
is, of
realize
course,
that
the
was a checkmate. I'm
commentary
just like, that's a
afterward,
good ass move there.
and what people are saying about all this, who they're attributing it to. And in the middle of this election night, I see across my timeline people I don't follow, people I've never heard of. They've got the yellow ribbon in their name.
Wow, that's
many of them
wild.
with
I was about to
last
move my
names. They're all
night back
blaming
too. I was about to do this.
the catastrophe for Republicans
That's crazy.
on me and Tucker Carlson. They said it's our fault. They said that people like me are a Democrat op to split the vote. We're here to divide Republicans, make Republicans look bad. Seriously? First of all, the Tucker Carlson
Damn,
interview
that's
happened a week
crazy,
ago. That just
yo.
doesn't
I gotta
even
look
make
at this
sense.
one more time. This was
Nobody
nuts.
made their decision in this election, especially with all the early voting, because Tucker Carlson interviewed Nick Fuentes, and they were paying super close attention to the internecine right-wing infighting. That's just not real. What is obvious about what happened last night and what has been happening last year is everything I just described with the Heritage Foundation. Why
I
do
don't
you
really
think
want
people
to
are
do that.
flocking to the Democratic Party?
Because like if I'm on, I think about it like this, like
Republicans
if
are
I'm
not
on like
delivering.
a regular
Think about
chessboard,
the
like
past year.
I'm not gonna have that, you know.
Trump got elected exactly 1 year ago, November 5th. He was inaugurated
Damn, that was a good ass.
a little bit after that in
Let me see if I can do
January
that again.
of 2025. What's the Trump administration been up to in the golden age? They promised to bring prices down. Did they do that? No. Inflation is persistently high. They promised mass deportations. Did they do that? No. The numbers are out, and they say 600,000 total deportations. That probably means 400,000 interior removals. Nothing close to a mass deportation. They said they'd end the war in Ukraine. Did that happen? Absolutely not. What did they do with regard to the economy? Did they pass an infrastructure bill? Did they give subsidies to businesses? Did they bring in manufacturing? Did they cut taxes for the middle class? In the big, beautiful bill, they extended the 2017 Paul Ryan Tax and Jobs Act. It's a corporate tax cut. This is what the Republicans have been up to. We're 1 year in the hole, and forget about all the other things that have been going on. Forget about bombing Iran. Forget about all the aforementioned betrayals. And Republicans are blaming Tucker Carlson for losing. They're blaming it on anti-Semitism. They're blaming it on the woke right. It's obvious. Even in New York City, what did Zohran Mamdani talk about the entire year? It's not complicated. You look at Zohran Mamdani's playbook even in New York City, and what he talked about from the time he started running in the primary through the general right up until last night is affordability. That's it.
What
Affordable
a fucking
housing,
queer, bro. I hate
affordable
this guy.
transportation, affordable groceries.
I
affordable
hate this
healthcare.
guy.
That was literally the entire message. Make things cheaper. Make it easier for people to live. That's the message of the Democrats. Housing, healthcare, transportation, groceries. Republicans are wondering why they lost. What have Republicans been talking about? Specifically, in New York City, you practically had Jewish billionaires like Bill Ackman begging everybody else to drop out because Zohran Mamdani is an anti-Semite. That was the messaging. Do you know what I knew about the New York City mayoral race as a relative outsider, somebody living in Chicago, somebody not following it so closely? You know what I knew about the race? I knew that Bill Ackman, the Jewish pro-Israel billionaire, was trying to bribe Curtis Sliwa to leave the race.
Damn.
He was campaigning for Andrew Cuomo because Mamdani said he would arrest Bibi Netanyahu if he set foot in New York City. That was the Republican messaging. The Republican messaging is that if you let Mamdani do rent control, then all the rich are going to leave.
Dummy. Man, fuck
and
queen.
if you let Mamdani win, then Israel is going to be under attack. That was the messaging on the Republican side. How about the mayoral debate? Does anybody remember that 6 months ago when they got on the debate stage and it was a crowded Democratic primary? They went one by one. If you're elected mayor of New York, what's the first foreign trip you're going to take? And one after the other. They said the Holy Land, Israel, the Holy Land. What did Mamdani say? I'm going to stay in New York. But let's not get it twisted. Mamdani is a third worldist, Muslim, whatever you want to say. And by the way, he's pro-Israel. Let's just not even forget that. He is a Zionist at the end of the day. But in particular, in that line of questioning, they said, you wouldn't go to Israel? That was the follow-up. They said, which country would you visit? He said, none. They said, why isn't it Israel? He said, I'm going to stay in New York. They said, do you think Israel has a right to exist? This was the unironic line of questioning. He said, yes. They said, does it have a right to exist as a Jewish state? Now, bear in mind about the New York race in particular. Consider that New York City has a larger Jewish population than any other city in the world. It's actually New York City, which is the capital of the Jewish nation, not Israel. More Jews live there than in Tel Aviv, than in Jerusalem. And the Jews that live in New York are richer than the Jews living anywhere else and more influential and powerful. New York City's like a fifth or a quarter Jewish. And so for people that are wondering why is that such a big concern? And by the way, that's not just me saying that, that's also reflected in the exit polling. Half of the voters said that they made their decision in part because of their views on Israel. For a mayor's race, they were not running. This is not a race for Secretary of State or President of America or anything with a diplomatic capacity. This was for New York City's mayor. They handle garbage collection and public works and property taxes and rent, the subway. And more than half the voters said, we are in part making our decision because of Israel. And that's because of what the city is comprised of. You're wondering why people elected this guy? It's because this is the guy that's talking about our problems in America. And whatever his solutions are, I don't think they're good solutions. Tax to rich, free groceries, free transportation, that's not a good idea. But he's got a solution. And you have to wonder about Republican politicians, think tanks, donors. Do they even care? Do they actually want to win? Because I would think that if the Republican president and vice president, who has ambitions for 28, I would think that if Republicans actually wanted to win, maybe they would recognize this has become an albatross around their necks. No, I'm not saying that Republicans lost in Virginia because of Israel. Probably Republicans lost in Virginia because of the shutdown. Northern Virginia is the population center. And all those people that live in Arlington and Alexandria and those exurbs of D.C., they'll have government jobs. They're all government contractors. With the government shutdown and DOGE and Trump's assault on the federal bureaucracy, it's alienated all those people, even people that like Trump. So maybe that's why. But in New Jersey, in Pennsylvania, in New York, Republicans are sliding back in a huge way, at least in part, maybe not because of what they say about Israel, but the fact that they're so focused on Israel at the expense of everything else. In the past year, and this is what I said during the election last year, in Trump's first year in office, have Americans been put first? Have American, and in particular Republican voters, have they been taken care of? The answer is no. If you could list the top 3 things that you voted for Trump to achieve, have any of those things happened? Because for me, the answer is no. For me, the top 3 were mass deportations, no new wars, and tariffs. Have any of these things really systematically happened? The answer is no. There have been no mass deportations. Sure, the border is closed, but that's too little too late. They closed the border after they let 10 million people in. Yeah, that's the least you could do. We need to start getting the people out. They're not doing it. There's no focus on that. And as a matter of fact, Trump said we're actually going to keep some of those people here. And some that are sent out, we're going to bring back in on work visas. Trump said the radical right will understand when I do that. Well, I'm not happy about that. How about no new wars? Has that been achieved? Absolutely not. We're getting in another war. Think about where we are. The current position of the United States. The war in Ukraine is raging on. We bombed Iran. We're bombing Somalia. We're talking about getting involved in Nigeria. We're about to go to war in Venezuela. And number 3, as far as tariffs are concerned, what the hell is even that? They declared Liberation Day on April 2nd. Then they took all the tariffs back. Then they put some of them back on. Then they made some bilateral deals. And the whole economy is still reeling. Nobody wants to invest money. Nobody wants to make a move because everybody's waiting for the next shoe to drop. Trump doesn't even have the authority to do some of the tariffs. so it's held up in the Supreme Court. This is not an American system. This is not tariffs and subsidies that's actually going to facilitate domestic industry. This is just like every other ad hoc, disorganized policy. And
Damn,
people
I
can
was
make
almost
the
gonna win this
excuses
one,
about
too.
any of it, about the deportations, about the foreign policy, about the tariffs. They could talk about political realities. But here's why that doesn't work. At the same time the administration has failed to deliver any of this, they have rolled out the red carpet for everybody else and with everything else. And I'm not just talking about Israel. What did they do for the Israel lobby? They bombed Iran. They went to war against the Houthis. They gave Israel $12 billion in aid. When they froze foreign aid for every other country, they kept it going for Israel. They replenished the missiles. They sent 2 carrier strike groups. Netanyahu has been to the White House 4 times. Israel is very pleased. Trump went there to sign this grand deal that Israel's violating with the procession of diplomats that are there to oversee it.
I should have beat this nigga. That's crazy.
So the Israelis are getting everything they want and more. How about Silicon Valley? They're getting everything they want in terms of artificial intelligence, in terms of defense contracts. Doge did not cut the deficit $1, but it did bring in all of Palantir's people. It did bring in all of Elon Musk's people. They brought in Anduril. They brought in SpaceX, all these companies. They're all firmly entrenched in the Department of War, in the National Security Council. They got what they wanted. How about Wall Street? They got their corporate tax cut. They got their deregulation. They're getting everything they want, even big agriculture. Brooke Rollins runs the Department of Agriculture. She has a close relationship with the president. She speaks on behalf of big agriculture, which is a huge industry. They got the Trump administration to stop deporting illegal immigrant farmers. They got Trump not to take soda off of food stamps. In a nutshell, this is the same story. This is deja vu all over again. And by the way, this is what I said last year. I said that we, the voters, we, the people, have to recognize that we are being had. They are telling us one thing, they're planning to do something else. They're telling us we're going to get a golden age and we're going to cut prices and end all the wars and deport all the illegals. I said, but they got their fingers crossed behind their back because the money is lining up for Trump. Elon Musk, $270 million. Tim Mellon, the banker, $200 million. Miriam Adelson, $100 million. Mark Andreessen, $65 million. The pro-Israel money, the Wall Street money, the Silicon Valley money, it was lining up behind Trump. The media stood down. The money stepped up. All the Silicon Valley scions were at the inauguration. They paid for it. You wanted proof that we were going to get screwed over? I said that last year. And what we have gotten in 2025 is that the White House, the administration, is putting the special interests and what they want ahead of what they promised to the voters. They are working overtime to fight anti-Semitism and Israel's enemies. They're working overtime to win the AI race and give out as many contracts as possible to little tech. Working overtime to jack up the stock market, to cut corporate taxes. They're working overtime for the interest, for the money. And what are they doing in Congress? Corporate tax cut paid for by cutting Medicaid. Really? What are they doing in Congress now? Cutting food stamps for 40 million people so that they could not give subsidies with Obamacare. Think of the political genius of this. The election was last night. They're revoking food stamps so they can avoid subsidizing health care. No health care, no food stamps. Oh, you want health care subsidies? We're taking your food stamps. After we took your Medicaid to pay for corporate tax cuts and Israel's missiles, and you're blaming Tucker Carlson for losing? That was the genius playbook? Air traffic controllers and TSA are furloughed. They're shutting down all air travel. They didn't cut $1 out of the deficit, but they're taking healthcare and food stamps. They're not deporting any illegals, but we're still getting riots and we're still getting National Guard, but yet somehow we're still getting crime. Congress is doing nothing. We're at war in Venezuela all of a sudden. And you're saying that Tucker is the reason you got destroyed in Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York? Maybe it's because in all those places, the Democrats are talking about things that Americans actually want. You know what's out of control right now? Homeowners insurance. Homeowners insurance has like tripled in the past 5 years. It's ridiculous. Taxes are going up. And if homeowners insurance and taxes are going up, then rents are going up. And that's coupled with the persistently high inflation, which they can't get to 2%. The prices that went up in the past 3 years, they're staying up, and wages are not matching that. The job market is frozen. And so people right now are looking around and they're saying, I can't get a job. The ladder has been pulled up because of ChatGPT and because the tariffs have frozen investment in the economy. The supply side stimulus isn't working. I can't get a job, but my insurance is tripled. My healthcare's super expensive. If you're right-leaning, you're saying illegals are still in my town. Crime is still rampant. We're still giving money to Ukraine and Israel.
I blundered. It's over.
Am I going to vote for the guy that's behind all that is covering for Jeffrey Epstein on top of it?
GG's, fellas. Like, subscribe. Niggas gotta go. It's about that time.